Speaking of first impressions, we talked about this before the show. Kylie's first impression of me was you carrying me out of a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, what's your side of this story?
Kels, I've said this before and I'll say it again. That was physically one of the hardest things I've ever done. That was harder than climbing Mount Kilimanjaro.
Was carrying him out of the bar.
It was like, anaerobic.
I was fighting it. I was fighting it hard.
Yeah, because the baby was fighting.
The baby was kicking.
It was colicky.
Yeah. We were like,
Colicky.
So, dude, the thing that like people don't know is like,
coming in.
we were Kylie and Jason met on Tinder. And so like, for like a week or two leading up to you guys meeting, like they were like chit-chatting, online, and Kelsey was like talking about this girl and like, like I really like this girl, like I gotta make a good first impression. Like what should I say to her? And we're like
I've heard that.
in the cafeteria just like talking about it.
Yeah.
And then we have the holiday party in Philly, which is like a big deal, like kind of a formal event, like get all dressed up and like we pre-gamed it, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Of
like, course.
Playing Wayne Brewski probably. And then I was like, yeah, I think we're like I'm gonna meet up with this girl, and I've like heard all about her. I'm like excited to meet her. And the night just went a little bit sideways.
It did.
And Kels fell asleep on the bar, like snoozing. And this is the thing about Kels, like
it's actually not that uncommon.
Not uncommon.
Yeah.
I actually was looking back through like some old photos, and I have a kind of a disturbing amount of like photos of you just asleep in various places.
I think my brain just eventually got to the point that it prevented me from drinking alcohol by just shutting down.
Well, this is the thing I never told you.
That's the safest thing that can happen.
Right?
Yeah. That's good.
So I think it should be.
But I'm carrying him.
It probably should have happened earlier.
Through Old City, like from Buffalo Billiards, which honestly, elite bar.
Great spot.
Great bar. Like they
highly
have steel tip darts and like big buck hunter and pool, and like we go there all the time. But anyway, it's like cobblestone streets, Kels, and you're fighting me.
Yeah.
And I'm like straining. I dropped you.
I don't know why.
I dropped you.
I know I was
hard,
sleeping, but I remember it.
Really?
I remember fighting you and laughing my ass off.
Were you like giggling?
Yeah.
And then we get in, like, I dropped you hard. And I'm trying to pick you back. I'm like, and you're like, I don't know, man. It was a whole thing.
Were you shocked when Kylie agreed to go on a second date with me after that?
I was slightly surprised. But, you're a great guy, man. You're charming. Look at that laugh. Like, how can you not want to go on a second date with you? Great guy, Kels. Come on now.
Well, Chris, you joined Philly in 2017. Fresh off a New England Patriots Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. What were your first impressions of me, the Eagles, Beau?
Dude, my first impression was the first guy I met was Lane.
Yeah.
Like he was just hanging out, like
talk about Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Yeah, I hope so.
Nominee, yeah.
Yeah, and he was just milling around in there, and we just started talking, and I was like, these guys are pretty cool. He was explaining each guy's personality. He's like, wait till you meet Jason. It's, you're going to love him, the whole thing. And so, I just remember meeting you and watching you operate and seeing you kind of like the way you competed at everything. Like that was fun for me. So I just kind of eye guys up to see who the alphas are. Cause like you're an older guy and you might be asked to be a part of that group. Yeah. And I just want to know who's bullshit and who's not. And, like it was obvious to me, like, not pumping your tires here. You're not a bullshit guy. And so that was probably it for me, was just like competitor, and what you see is exactly what you get. Yeah. Like exactly what you get.
Very genuine, authentic guy, Kels. We love that about you.
What were your thoughts of coming to the Eagles after being with the Patriots?
Dude, it's funny. The first thought I had was the Super Bowl week of the Patriots. Now, I wasn't thinking about free agency. Yeah. But we were playing the Falcons. And Friday night, I remember sitting in the film room and catching up on some, on some like late pass rush stuff. And I was watching reels, and the Eagles and Falcons game from 17 came up. Yeah. Or 16.
16. Yeah.
In Philly.
That was a good game for us.
And your D-line got after them. It's so funny to me, that moment, looking back at it, watching film, that light bulb went off in my head. And I don't think I thought about it, but it stayed there. It was like, it made a lasting impression. I was like, that looks fun. And then when it was time to, decide what I wanted to do, I called Ian Yates Cunningham. Yeah. Who's now with Chicago. Okay. With Ryan Poles. Yeah. And he was Joe Douglas's guy in Baltimore. Gotcha. And I played college football with him. And I said, hey, will you talk to Howie, see if you could use a vet? And the rest was history.
Nice. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I played you in my first ever NFL game. Did you know
that? Was that in St. Louis when you had Mike Vick?
It was.
Yeah. And it
was a close game.
I was on Todd Harriman's for a little.
I thought it was close the whole time.
It didn't feel close to me.
No?
Maybe for you guys, which shows you your standard. You guys were like, and we were like, man, we're getting our ass kicked like every other week, dude.
Maybe,
Look that score up. I think it was like 34-11.
Was it?
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just
okay, maybe it wasn't.
A little bit on that.
It was my first game, so there's a lot of things going on. I was trying to block James Laurinaitis over there. Fucking.
Oh, yeah, hey, Minnesota's finest.
Hey, there you go. Let me see what's next.
I do this all the time. It's fun.
It's fun being on the other side, man.
What do you want to talk about while he finds his place?
Anything, bro. What do you got for me?
Top 3
candy?
Zen flavors.
Ooh, coffee. Love coffee, 3 milligram.
Okay.
Kind of on a citrus kick right now. And then cool mint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's disgusting.
Yeah, well,
all your choices were bad.
And,
wow.
All right.
What are you, a menthol guy?
No, chill, smooth.
Oh, chill is great.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
so
chill is
he found his
I'm digging
He
this.
found his place.
Yeah, let's skip ahead to the Super Bowl.